So I'm back after a summer break, walking through Henry VIII's hunting fields. Right, let me tell you about the Salmons Brook River Restoration Project, which is started here this summer. So over the years, the Salmon Brook has been straightened, widened, and over sort of hundreds of years, it's become disconnected from its groundwater table, and therefore it doesn't really support the wildlife that it should, reducing sort of the risk of flash flooding for properties here in Enfield, specifically in Edmonton. We've learned some new words today, which include some of the things that are happening. The word woody log jams is a new word to my vernacular. Also, they're going to be lowering the floodplain. So it's just starting now. If you see logs around the area, hopefully they'll be a little more tidy. But that's what this is all about. So there's going to be a group of citizen scientists who are going to be monitoring the area. We'll certainly be monitoring the area too. But please contact Friends of Enfield Chase if you're interested in volunteering. So here you can see some of the initial work that's happening. You can see how some of these flood barriers are being put in. You can also see how natural wood is sort of trying to jam and change the flow of the river as well. So well done to whoever's been working on the Salmon Brooks project. What I've noticed is something like 80 or 90% of the detritus that I videoed a couple of months ago has been put to good use on the project behind me, and actually things are looking pretty tidy along this path. A huge improvement in a couple of months. Last time we were here, this particular shrub hosted about 6 species of life. Today, only 1. Okay, so I understand what they're doing. I understand why all these hedgerows have been cleared down for the Salmons Brook project. But I'm wondering, was it really necessary to clear all this up to be able to redirect the brook that's just behind it? It seems like a lot of unnecessary demolition, given that these hedgerows and shrubs, you know, when I was here a few weeks ago, created habitats for birds and insects. I was really excited to show you how some of these Great London Authority trees are doing, but somebody's gone and cut them all down as part of the Salmons Brook Restoration Project. I hope they're going to replant them. Gosh, it's a real pity that some of these trees that were planted as part of this Great London Authority investment have been actually chopped down to make way for this Salmons Brook project. Isn't that a little bit counterintuitive? All right, I found the birds. It looks like they've all relocated from Salmons Brook after their houses were mowed down for the River Restoration Project. I know. These choices require, you know, impacts. It looks like they're all here in Trent Park, and to say that it is a bird bonanza in here today is to put it really lightly.
So what are the rules around this kind of thing? Well, the rules in very plain terms. Think of nesting birds like babies in a cock. In the UK, from roughly March to August, wild birds are building nests and raising chicks in trees, hedges, bushes, hedgerows. During this time, there's a law called the Wildlife and Countryside Act of 1981. And what that basically says is you must not harm a bird, its eggs, or the nest while it's being used. This applies to every bird, not just the rare ones. Now here's the important twist most people get wrong. The law does not actually ban tree work in the summer. What it bans is disturbing an active nest. So the rule isn't no cutting in July. The rule is if there's a nest in use, leave it alone until the chicks have flown. Because it's hard to spot every nest, the official guidance from Natural England is vegetation clearance and tree work between February and August each year should first have a nesting check done by an experienced qualified person. And the safest recommended approach for big clearance jobs is to do them September to January window, when nesting activity is much lower. July and August fall squarely inside the high risk period. So is doing tree work in July and August here on the Greenbelt, is it illegal? Well, it's not automatically illegal, but it is a high risk time, and the legal expectation is that proper nesting checks are done first and that active nests are avoided. So do we think that the Salmons Brook project is compliant? Well, honestly, I can't tell you if it's breaking the law, and I think I'd be careful about assuming so. Here's why. The Salmons Brook Restore and Reconnect project is a river and habitat restoration scheme aiming to restore 3 kilometers of river to its natural state and bring back river wildlife that's been lost. There is planning that's still to be done. So, the project's whole purpose is to increase nature, which is the opposite of a developer clearing woodlands for, let's say, new houses. It doesn't make them exempt from the bird rules, but it does mean that the clearing is likely very targeted. To know specifically, the real question is, was a nesting bird check done by an ecologist before the work? Were any active nests present and avoided? Are there any TPO surveys involved? And is there a genuine reason it couldn't wait till September? So what am I going to do about this? Well, I'm going to write to the project directly. I'm going to ask the question, was a nesting bird survey done before the July-August clearance? And please, who carried it out? And also, could we have a copy of it through the Freedom of Information Act?